Hey, what's up? It's Sunday, July 27th, 2025. Time for some gratitude. I am grateful for the way we're shooting this video now. I really enjoy it. I really tremendously enjoy having the skiing videos in the background. It makes me laugh because sometimes there's funny things I do when I'm skiing. And it's entertaining because it gives me it's a nice way to be able to share the memory in a way that people are more likely to watch if I just posted the skiing video. Because to be honest, like I don't have the cool drones yet and all those things chasing me when I ski. So some of the videos they're nice. I like them, but they're not super exciting like some things that people like. I'm grateful for how well Soda Sodak went yesterday. We changed venues. We went from one location where we had been at. The partnership with the individual that owned that facility no longer worked, and they had shown tremendous disrespect, which was very painful. It was actually very frustrating. But the individual had shown tremendous disrespect on repeated instances and then was confronted as a group. And in the group, confrontation demonstrated that they had absolutely no conception about basic, decent human interaction. And it was unfortunate because it's somebody that does a lot of good things. So, too, is it someone that has no business showing disrespect. And making the decision to confront the person in a group gave strength to many of the young people that I work with, I think to everybody that I worked with, to give them a sense that bullying is not accepted here in this community or in this world. And it was such a powerful interaction to be able to go and to pull back and say, hey, look, we're not doing this. I don't care. I don't care how much money you have. I don't care what you think. But if we're going to have this interaction where I'm being held in contempt and being questioned for having people of different faiths in community join us, I'm just not the guy. I'm not going to tolerate it. I'm done tolerating that. I think that in our world, we have to act in the way that we want to act to build what we want in this world. And that's on a consistent basis. It doesn't mean that you agree with everyone or disagree with everyone, but there's a basic human respect that we can be able to derive from, that we can be able to live our lives from, that we can be able to work to create and develop a better path forward. Because it was disgusting. It was disgusting and enraging the level of contempt I was treated with for trying to handle things in a very graceful and decent way. And I had given opportunity after opportunity after opportunity. And once we hit the point where it was done, brother, I was done. It was not, it was funny because there's a couple of the young people in my organization. They're like, I've never seen Gary mad. And they were talking about how they were really worried. And they said, because it was, somewhat prolonged conversation because of the individual's refusal to consider other points of view. And then there was a point where they said, well, I know we were okay once you started laughing, because it was just such a the interaction was so ridiculous. The people with narcissistic tendencies use very stereotypical tools to respond to any sort of interaction. They will often use the word never. They will say, oh, I never do that. Great. I mean, I get things wrong all the time. I do things wrong all the time. I don't know. I mean, it's like the scale isn't quite what it used to be, but there's still a point where I'm not perfect. I don't pretend to be perfect. I also use something called DARVO, which is deny, attack, reverse victim offender. And they say, oh, well, I never did that, but you shouldn't be talking about this way. It's unfortunate and it's sad because it's this cognitive dysfunction that occurs within people's minds that's deeply frustrating and deeply painful to deal with. Even when you know that it's like somebody that has autism or ADHD, it's just who they are. But the damage that they cause in an organization and in a society is so significant because there's a lack of empathy that they feel. There's a lack of seeing the other person as valid. And I kept bringing up in the discussion, like, hey, I have uh, executive leadership roles in organizations that have billions of dollars, that have a significant span of control, and they would roll their eyes and just mock me. And it's so humbling because it's easy to go to rage. Like, anger is good. Like, I really think there's a benefit to anger, but you don't want to live there. You don't want to live in anger when there's a conflict. You want to think as much as possible about the cognitive biases, the foolishness, and the abject just stupidity that these people are living in, and that's not who you are. When you deal with these moments of bigotry and stupidity and ignorance, it's something where I really challenge you to think about it as that it has nothing to do with who you are. And I'm not saying I didn't get impacted by it emotionally, because I did. But we want to reduce that emotional processing period. We don't want you to be sitting there stuck in that, like, oh, this person thinks I'm, an idiot or whatever. You want to live in the moment of God loves you and is showing you that this person's not for you. Because that's where for me it's the most beneficial. And then there's these paths that open up when you really let go of the frustration and anger. And hey, guess what? It might be completely justified. Because I'm going to tell you, in the situation I'm dealing with, it's actually really disgusting if we got into all the details. But the thing is that justification could be used to, like, say, oh, I'm going to go hurt them doing this, or I'm going to hurt them doing that. It's a waste of time. Put your focus on building a life. Build your life as best you can. Keep working. Keep being persistent with it. Often, I think it's our own judgment of ourselves that limits us the most. Where we sit there and say, oh, well, I'm just going to be this for the rest of my life. And you go do that, and you don't reach your full potential. I want to see you reach your full potential. When we live our lives, we want to think about what helps us stretch, what helps us build on what we're doing, what gives us the best opportunity to live, what gives us the best path where we can build the balance, the strength, the capability, the knowledge, the faith, the prayer, gratitude to live our best life. We live our best life. It's so graceful. It's joyful. We see these things happen that we don't expect, that are miracles. We get a text from a young man we've been working with for a while. He tells us he got baptized yesterday. And that he got baptized yesterday is something I've been praying for and asking for and wanting to see for such a long time. And it's so much and such an honor to be a part of the journey of these young people. It's such an honor and such a joy to be part of the journey of guidance, of hoping, praying, of sitting in very difficult, challenging spaces and acknowledging the pain and hurt they're dealing with, acknowledging the pain and the reality of our modern society not exactly being set up in a way that's kind to people, that causes suicidality. And being able to sit with the mental health challenges, to sit with the moments of weakness, the moments of pain, the moments of doubt, and say, hey, it's okay. We're going to be okay. That reality makes such a difference in my life because it gives purpose to the difficulty that I personally have been through. It gives purpose and cause to the pain. And that purpose I'm so grateful for, because having that gratitude gives me the capacity to authentically and meaningfully speak and deal with so many of these challenges. Being able to have been through bad mental health, and being able to, having been through bad mental health, to guide my words when I'm working with somebody that's dealing with the same thing I dealt with. And it's a beautiful blessing. It makes all of the sacrifices worthwhile. It makes all the challenges worthwhile. When you live your life, you want to think about what you are putting your attention into. And how does that attention guide your existence? I think that the news and the social media in many ways controls us through rage. And it looks largely the same for people across the political spectrums, and that they know that people will watch accident videos. They know they'll watch videos of people getting hurt. They know they'll watch all these videos. There's an inherent human curiosity, which is valid. It's an important part of who we are. But they'll have these videos and all this information, and they'll go, oh, well, you just are going to watch this, and your perception is going to become that that's all it is. That's what existence is. That's what all these things are. At the end of the day, that's not true. That's not, like, existence is so much more and so much better than that. But the world will sit there, and you can just get stuck in watching horror movies, or you can just get stuck in watching pornography, or you can just get stuck watching this nonsense. It keeps you trapped. It keeps you from developing as a human being. It keeps you from living in full gratitude and grace and joy and all of these things. I just think about the miracle of my life, like the true miracle, the wonder of being alive today. There's so many times where it could have worked out the other way. And I'm so grateful for being alive today. When we can live in that state of gratitude for salvation, we can live in the state of gratitude for being alive today, we gain so much. We gain such opportunity. We gain such strength. And that opportunity and strength is really where our lives flourish. And that's what, if there's anything I can say, is I want to see your life flourish. I want to see you go and achieve the things. I want to see you deal with the difficult interactions. I want to see you be in the line at Walmart and have people be jerks and cut in front of the line with you, and there's a racial component to it. And for you to be able to navigate that in the best possible way, that gives us more strength and more wisdom. I want to see you not have suicidality, because that suicidality is terrible. It's a miserable, difficult thing. And it's our society. You're not broken if you're suicidal. You're not wrong. There's nothing you did wrong. The society's messed up. And so through that path, us being able to go and find ways and find paths that work for us, and find careers that are interesting and engaging, that's really what matters. That's really what can help us grow and be able to be something that truly creates the exceptional world that we're called to create. You have these people that they want to go and they want to just control everybody. This power and control concept where it's just, hey, we want to control this, we want to control that. Reality is that we don't really control very much. It's more like a trajectory. We're going in the trajectory of something positive. When we go in the trajectory of something positive, we can be able to create better things. But it's difficult because people get caught in this mindset. I just remember sitting there in a meeting last Monday, and the person is questioning everything about who I am in this contemptuous way. And I'm like, why do you think you have judgment over me? Why do you think that that's okay? I don't get that. And it is a nice part of life and finding your authentic voice, because I had a couple questions with some of my advisors about the situation, but I knew that it wasn't acceptable, that it wasn't going to be something I was going to keep dealing with. And I encourage you, there are employers, even in my union, I can name a couple employers, where they have people that have these horrific personality disorders, where they scream at people, where they mock people, where they're so disrespectful. They bring up all of these features about the person that have nothing to do with the work, and just live and this lack of integrity. And frankly, the companies living in a lack of integrity. And I encourage you to just walk away from the people that do that. That's a great way to be able to be somebody that stands up for people, that genuinely cares about people, instead of this, we're going to accept, well, that's just the way it's always been. Well, it's going to be like that unless you stand up and do something. Really pisses me off. It really, really frustrates me. It's just sad when it's people that you respect over a period of time and you realize that the person's just garbage, that the things that they're doing are unacceptable, they're not tolerable, and that there's this undercurrent of negative, ugly behavior. And when you're doing something positive and you have somebody that's gonna run you down like that, I strongly recommend getting away from them. Because if you get away from them, they can go do what they want. They can go be miserable. The world can judge you and the community that you're in can judge you based on your behaviors, based on your actions. But if somebody who's doing the things that I do, and they're running me down, I guarantee you there's a lot of people at other levels that are getting run down. That's not what it's about. So I appreciate you listening. I'm definitely sharing a bit about challenges that I'm facing, and it's important to face those challenges. There's paths that came to me during prayer and meditation this morning that tell me exactly how to handle those challenges. I'm available for life coaching. If you're dealing with challenges, I'm a good person to call. If you're dealing with people that are narcissistic, that are difficult, that are unpleasant, I'm a good person to call. If you want to create something amazing in this world, I'm a good person to call. So, God bless you. I hope you live with legendary excellence. Don't forget to lift your weights, do a little bit of yoga, get strong. God bless you.